even get a chance to get out the chair and she already is like handing me my purse. She's like, all done, all type of video. Your girl is back. You want another story time. If you're new to my channel, hey girl, hey. And if you're a returning subscriber, I don't even gotta say nothing because you know what's up. I know what's up. We know what's up, and that's on week. That's on week. That's on period. And Mary had a little lamb. As y'all can see by the title, today I'm gonna be telling y'all about another horrible nail experience. Y'all, I'm done going to nail shops, Asian shops. Like, I'm just done. Like, this experience just threw me over the edge, and I can't even believe I was disrespected to this level. But y'all, we gonna go ahead and get into it. I already know in order for any of my story times to make sense, I have to give y'all a little backstory. So if y'all don't know, I recently just moved to Texas from Florida. So you know I don't have a nail tech, I don't have a hairstylist, I don't have a lash tech, I don't have no techs here, y'all. So I have to get all of that. So it's a Walmart right by my apartment complex, and this day I went into Walmart, grabbed a few things, and I needed to get a pedicure, y'all. So I'm just like, let me just go to this nail shop right here by my Walmart because it's by my house and it was just convenient. So I pulled up to the nail shop, y'all, and as soon as I pulled up, I have had bad experiences at nail shops before. So I was like, let me just hop on Yelp real quick to see what they talking about. So y'all, I go on Yelp. And I don't look at any of the reviews. I just look at the rating. They had like a 3.5 to a 3.7. So I'm like, all right, that's passing. Like, that could do, y'all. I'm not a bougie chick. Like, they didn't have to have a 4-star. It didn't have to be like a 5-star nails place. It was just a regular little basic nails place. So I'm like, all right, I'll go here. So y'all, you know, I get out. As soon as I walk in, the little ding-a-ding, the bell rings. And somebody greets me. And they're like, what you want? What you want? Like, what you want? So I'm like, I just want a pedicure. They're like, you want a full set? I'm like, no, I just want a pedicure. I want acrylic on the big toe, all white. That's it. That's all. So she's like, okay, come, sit down, sit down, sit down. So, you know, y'all, I'm walking to the back. And the first thing I noticed with this place was the bowl that you get your pedicure done, it didn't have a bag in it. Usually, I don't know if this was just for COVID or where I'm from, but in Florida, anytime you go to a nail shop, all of the pedicure bowls, they always have a bag in it. You know, it's just more sanitary. So before I sit down, I noticed that there's no bag in the bowl. So I asked the lady, we're going to go ahead and give this lady the name of Peekaboo. We're going to call her Peekaboo. So I'm like, Peekaboo, is this bowl clean? Did y'all clean this bowl? Because there's no bag. So she gets aggressive, y'all. She got your attitude with me. She like, yeah, does it look clean? It look clean. It look clean. I'm like, I'm just asking because I'm used to seeing a bag in the bowl. So she like, sit down, sit down. It's clean, it's clean. It doesn't look clean. So I'm like, all right, I'm just asking. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down, y'all, because I remember a year ago, I seen a video of this girl on YouTube talking about she had to get her foot amputated, or maybe it was I don't know, y'all. It was a toe or a foot. She had to get it amputated because she got an infection from going to a dirty nail place. So I'm trying to make sure all 10 of mine are good. I'm trying to make sure my toes are good. So I'm asking questions so I don't be sorry later. So she's like, yeah, sit down, sit down. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and sit down. So y'all, I sit down, and I don't know if this is all nail places, but I know where I usually get my pedicures at, they always turn a little massage thing on for you. They recline and share for you. They don't do that here, but I'm like, all right, they just a 3.5, 3.7 star. This not a luxury nail shop. This is just a regular little shop or whatever. So I'm like, all right. So I go, you know, looking for the remote. I get the remote. I recline my seat back. She starts filling the thing up with water. But now another lady comes over to me and she hands me like a brochure with the different style pedicures on there. So, you know, I take the brochure, y'all, and I'm scanning, but y'all, one thing about me, I'm cheap. I already know what I'm getting. I get the basic pedicure. I don't get no sugar scrub, no love dub. I don't get none of that. But you know, I'm trying to act like I'm looking. So I grab the brochure paper. I do a little scan. 30 seconds later, I'm like, I want the basic, the classic. So she like, you don't want the sugar scrubby dub? No, I don't want the sugar scrubby dub. I want classic, basic. The sugar scrubby dub was like $50. And like I said, y'all, I'm real cheap. I'm real cheap. I don't want none of that. I want basic $20. So she takes it or whatever. She's like, you sure? I'm like, yes, ma'am. I'm sure. I just want the basic. So, you know, I sit down, I recline the chair, but this is another lady. Peekaboo is now at the front of shop, and she's working with another customer. This is another lady. We're not gonna give her a name because she's not that really important in this story time. So you know, I lean back, I recline my chair, I prepare my music on, y'all. I'm vibing, and this lady is doing her thing. So she's doing like the spa section of my pedicure. So she's putting oils on my legs, she's, you know, putting a scrub on my legs. She like, y'all, when I say she's massaging me, like, y'all, I almost caught an orgy because she was really massaging your girl. Like, I'm in heaven, y'all. So my seat all the way reclined back, music in my ears. She really working my legs. She massaging me, y'all. She even massaging my kneecaps. I have never experienced somebody massaging my kneecaps, but y'all, it felt amazing. So she does that for about, you know, 20-25 minutes. So once she's done, Peekaboo comes over to me. Peekaboo also is older than the other lady. The other lady is probably like 30, mid-30. Peekaboo seems like she's about 50 to 70 years old, y'all. I really can't tell, but I just know that she was up in age. So she comes back or whatever, and she's asking me, do I want white toes? So I'm like, yes, ma'am, I want white toes. I'm reiterating what I want. So I'm like, white toes, and I want acrylic on the big toe. So she like, acrylic on big toe? So I'm like, yes, ma'am, acrylic on big toe, y'all. So I lean back or whatever, and she's examining my toes. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, my toes are not cute. I'm not one of those girls with the pretty toes. So she's looking at my toes, and she's like picking them up or whatever. And she like, what did she say? She was like, you sure you don't want acrylic on all toes? I'm like, no, I don't want acrylic on all toes. I just want acrylic on the big toe only. So she's like, you need acrylic on all toes. You need acrylic on all the toes. So I'm like, no, I just want acrylic on the thing. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all, my toe, the nail on my toenails are very tiny. I don't really have big toes. Like, my pinky toe barely has a nail. I have tiny nails, but no one has ever like really questioned me and said I needed to have acrylic on my little toes. So she's like, yeah, you need acrylic on big toes. So I'm like, all right, fine. After her third time asking, I'm like, all right, fine, I'll go ahead and get the acrylic on all 10 toes. And I wasn't really that opposed to it, just simply because I remember a year ago, my friend used to send me this girl Instagram, and she would put acrylic on all toes. And the toes used to look fire. Like, the toes used to look suckable, y'all. I don't condone men sucking on women's toes, but if you sucking on toes with acrylic on all 10 toes, like, I condone that, because the toes, like, are pretty. Like, acrylic on all, y'all, basically what I'm trying to say, women that get acrylic on all 10 toes, they have pretty toes. Like, the toes are just pretty. So I'm like, all right, my toes about to be cute, my toes about to be good. So I let her do her thing. I know I'm gonna have to pay a little more. Like, usually for a pedicure, I usually pay between about $30 and $50. So I'm like, all right, now I'm getting acrylic on all of my toes. So I'm expecting to pay about $80 to $100 for a pedicure. So I lean back, I relax or whatever. I got my headphones in, and she's shaping my toes, putting acrylic on all of my toes. Like 20 minutes into her doing my toes, she looks up at me, y'all, and she's like, you're beautiful, you're beautiful. So I'm just like, thank you, like, thank you, bitch. Like, anytime somebody gives me a compliment, y'all, I get real happy. So I'm like, thank you. And then like 5 seconds after that, y'all, she's like, you need brows. So I'm like, no, like, what's wrong with my brows? Nothing is wrong with my brows. I don't want brows. So she's like, yeah, you need brows. You look like you need brows. So I'm like, no, I don't want brows. My brows are fine. So a few moments after that, she's like, do you want a full set? So I'm like, no, I don't want a full set. Like, I'm like, what was I doing? Oh, I had just took off my previous set. So I told her, no, I don't want a full set. So that was that. So she goes back to doing my feet, y'all. I recline back again. You know, I'm listening to my music. I'm on YouTube. I'm just, y'all, I'm vibing out. I'm enjoying my little spa day. So she's painting. Well, no, she's not painting. She's, you know, she's shaping the acrylic on my toes. So probably like 30 minutes go by, and she's like, how do you want your length? So I'm like, oh, I want them to be really, really short, like really, really short. So she's like, I know, you came here like 2 weeks ago and you sat in that chair and you told me that you wanted your nails really short. So I'm just like, I'm not saying this, y'all, but I'm thinking like, no, I didn't. I just moved here. This is my first time in this shop. Like, I never came here. But she's like persistent, y'all. She's like, yeah, you came here 2 weeks ago. You sat in the chair and you told me you wanted them really short. So I'm like, no. I'm not saying this, y'all, but I'm thinking like, no. I'm just like, yes, ma'am, I want them really short. So she's like, okay, I know, I got you. So I'm like, all right, this is your profession. I'm gonna just chill out, y'all. So I'm leaning back. She's cutting or whatever she's cutting, and then she like faces my toes near me. And she's like, is this good? And I'm like, no, I actually want them a little shorter. What I wanted was for my the acrylic, I didn't want the acrylic to go over my meat. Like I wanted, how do I explain this? I'm gonna put a picture of my toes in this video, and y'all better not talk about my toes. But basically I wanted the, how do I explain this? Okay, so I wanted, this is my toe, y'all. I didn't want the nail to go over my flesh. I wanted it to like sit in there like this, because I go to the gym a lot, y'all, and I don't want the acrylic pressing against my tennis shoes. I need to be comfortable. So I'm like, no, I don't want it that long. It's too long. So she's like, okay. So she cuts again. And then she's like, is this okay? And I'm like, it's still a little too long. So I needed to be a little shorter than that, y'all. The acrylic was still going over my flesh. So she cuts it again, and I'm like, could you file it down? It's still a little too long. So she catches an attitude with me, and she was like, if I chop anymore, I chop skin. Like she was, I don't know, y'all. She basically was saying that she was gonna chop my skin if she cuts it any shorter. So I'm like, could you file it down? Like, could you do something? So she throws a little tool to the side, and she starts filing it down. So she's filing. And by this time, I can already see that she has an attitude, y'all. She goes to speaking in her native language and like whisper under her breath, and she's talking about my toes. But I don't really know if she's talking about my toes, but I'm assuming she's talking about my toes, because the whole time she was doing my feet, y'all, she was speechless. She was not talking. So she's filing. And she was just like, look, you like? So I'm like, no, they still a little too long. Could you file it down a little more? So she files my right foot down, y'all. And then 5 minutes pass by. She's about to put the paint on my foot. And I'm like, wait, you didn't file my left foot down. You just filed my right foot down. So she catches an attitude, y'all. She grabs my foot, like she yanks my foot up. She's like this. I'm on a chair, and my body like sinks down a little bit, because she's like this. And then she goes to just working, like she goes to filing my shit down, y'all. She working it. I'm like, all right, she doing a lot, but let me just chill, because I seen them YouTube videos where they be locking people in shops and they be beating their ass, and they ain't trying to have that. So I'm just like, Asia, just chill. So she filing it, y'all. And the next thing she does is unbelievable. She takes my foot, like she picks my foot up, and she's like, you like? And at this point, I'm scared. So I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. That's perfect. And y'all, she throws my foot. On the thing. So at this point, I'm just like, whoa, wow. So I'm like, wow. And then immediately after that, she apologized, and she started speaking in her native language. And at this point, I know she's talking about me, because another lady in the shop comes over, and she's like examining my foot, and they both speak in their native language. So now they really talking about my foot. They talking about me bad, y'all. So she's still painting my feet. Now she's painting my feet. Another lady comes over to me, and it's basically 3 of them standing over me, talking about my feet, talking about my toes, y'all. They talking about me bad. And I know my feet not cute, but my feet not that ugly for you to be talking about my feet like that. Like, this is disrespectful. Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying, but why would you be, like, how do you have the courage to talk about me in my face like this? So they talking about me, y'all. I'm on my phone trying to pull up Google Translate. Like, I'm trying to figure out what they saying. I don't know if they were speaking Vietnamese, Chinese. I don't know what language they were speaking, y'all, but I'm trying to do the little language detector to try to figure out what they saying, like the voice to speak, because y'all not about to talk about me in my face like this, and y'all think I don't know what I'm saying. But y'all think I don't know what y'all saying. So they talking about me bad. They talking about me real bad. They probably talking about me for like a total of 5 minutes. And finally, probably like another 10 minutes pass by. She's done painting my feet. And you know, they use the acetone to get any like excess polish off your skin. So y'all, while she's taking the excess polish off my skin, she's literally like picking. I'm gonna try to see if I can find the video, because when I recorded it, it was late and I was in my car. But basically, she picked the skin off of my second toe when she was pulling the trying to get the excess powder. That's how rough she was being with me. So I'm like, wow, really? Like, at this point, I'm being vocal because I don't tolerate too much disrespect. So I'm like, really? So she apologizes immediately. She's like, sorry. So I have an attitude now. She's done with that, and y'all, before I could even get out the chair, the lady is in my face and she's like, all done, and she hands me my purse. Like, she has my purse here and she's lifting up the arm on the chair, so I don't even get a chance to get out the chair and she already is like handing me my purse. She's like, all done. So I'm like, this is weird, because usually a nail tech, they'll grab your purse or something for you if you got a manicure. Like, if your nails were still wet, they might grab your purse, or they might grab your card for you. They might, like, you know, to help you, or pull your the arm of the chair up. But y'all, I didn't get a manicure, so I didn't know why she was grabbing my stuff. So she basically was telling me to get out of the shop. So I'm like, wow. So I grabbed my purse from her. I go to the front to pay, and I'm starting to feel bad, y'all, because the other lady that did my spa part of my pedicure, she did an amazing job. Like, I felt like I was in heaven and I really wanted to tip her, but I didn't have any cash. And then the second lady, I already knew she wasn't getting no tip. So I walk up there to the front. Peekaboo was up there. She tells me my total. It was, I want to say, it wasn't that much. I think it was like $70. It was like 69 and a couple cents. So I go, I swipe my card. Immediately after I swipe my card, I make sure that they see they're not getting the tip. I put 0.00 in. I put the lines through it to make sure they know that it is 0.00. So I do my little signature. I hand her the paper, and although they was rude, I'm just like, bye, have a good night. Nothing. Crickets. They didn't say good night to me. They didn't say nothing to me, y'all. That was that. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy. So I actually was in the middle of vlogging, so I do have some footage of when she was doing my spa, which that was amazing, y'all. It was, y'all, the service was amazing with the first lady. So I do have some footage. I'm gonna put that little bit of footage that I do have in here. And then after that, it was, hold on. So the next day, I'm at my apartment complex, and I'm in the office, y'all, and it was a lady that was in there, and she was real friendly. She was talking to me, and I saw that she had her nails done. So, I'm looking for a nail tech here. So I'm like, oh, where you get your nails done at? So she's like, oh, I go to this black nail tech. She's located on blah, blah, blah. I can give you her Instagram. So I'm like, yeah, girl, give me her Instagram, because I went to one of these shops around here, and the experience was horrible. Like, no customer service at all. They was rude. They was aggressive with me, and she's like, oh, where you went? Did you go to that shop right there by the Walmart? And I'm like, girl, yes, that's the shop that I went to. And she was like, oh, the same thing happened to me. They did me the same way. So you telling me you treating all your customers like this? Like, how do y'all, like, what happened to professionalism? Like, what happened to customer service? Why would you be treating all your customers like this? Like, if I'm critiquing you and telling you how I want my nails, you should just fix it. Why are you catching the attitude with me and being ungentle with me because I'm telling you how to do it? But if I don't pay you, it'll be an issue. Y'all will be quick to call 911. Like, y'all, when I say through, done. I do like the nail tech that I went to get my nails done, but they a little minute from me, so I might go to them, or I might see if I can find a nail tech that's closer. If y'all in the Houston or North Texas area, please link a nail tech down below, or a person that also does pedicures, because I'm over it, y'all. I'm not trying to go back to any more shops, because it's just like the customer service isn't there. And this is not just nail techs, this is stylists. It's just like people just get too comfortable with treating people like this, and they don't even care. Like, I'm pretty sure when they first started their shop, they probably were overtly nice and they probably was really kind, but it's just like y'all just get too comfortable, and now y'all out here treating people like trash, and it's unacceptable. So yeah, y'all, that's the end of this story time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I know it's a little short. Well, I think it's a 19 minutes. Well, 19 minutes, that's not bad. Y'all better appreciate, because your girl doing the best you can do. Like I said, I am still doing the wig sale. I have 3 wigs so far. I'm gonna wait till I get 2 more before I put them up on my website. And yeah, without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in my next story time. Peace.